All right, I didn't want to make this video, but let's talk FTX. And no, this isn't going to be an apology video. You know why? Because I didn't promote that shit. As a matter of fact, I may be the only finance YouTuber with more than 250,000 subs that did not promote FTX. And this is not because I wasn't asked. I was hit up by FTX the first time in December 2021, the second time in January 2022. Both emails left ignored. Now, I'm not going to act like Nostradamus here. Obviously, I didn't know that FTX would go insolvent. But I will tell you why I specifically did not promote them, aside from the fact that I don't do a lot of promotions on my channel anyway. Now, as I said at the outset, I did not want to make this video, but a lot of you guys have been hitting me up on social media asking for my opinion. And I thought to myself, I really have nothing more to add to this. The story is dynamic and ever-changing, and you have great channels like CoffeeZilla, as well as a plethora of Twitter and YouTube channels giving you real play-by-play updates, like as if it's a sports game. But specifically, you guys wanted my opinion on what I thought regarding influencers promoting FTX. Now, we're talking about channels much bigger than mine. We're talking about influencers like Meet Kevin or Graham Stephan or what is the guy's name? David Blaine. No, I'm kidding. Andrei Jikh. Now, if you're a fan of this channel, you know that I don't really watch the mainstream finance YouTube, and this is not a flex. It's just there's nothing in there for me. I like doing more technical deep dives into futures trading, options trading, technical analysis, etc. And those channels are really just regurgitated market watch headlines or seeking alpha headlines. Time and time again, there's been parallels between, say, like a market watch article, like what are the top 8 side hustles, and then a YouTube video by one of these guys comes out with the same title or a similar title. And for me, honestly, it's just too general, but if you get entertainment out of that and you learn something, that's fine. No hate against them. So like I said, I didn't want to make this video, but I realized now that there may be some overlap between my audience members and some of the audience members that have invested in platforms like FTX. And there's a certain kind of catharsis when you hear authority figures such as myself, and I'm not like a huge channel, 250,000 subs puts you at some prominence in the space. So I'm going to give you my take on it, because there are a range of opinions all across the webosphere, from these guys are guilty as fuck, just as guilty as Sam Bankman-Fried or Bakeman-Fried, what the fuck is that guy's name? SBF, all the way to these guys are not culpable at all. So here's my opinion. And as always with these things, it's a little bit nuanced. I personally don't think that these big YouTubers who were promoting FTX should be legally liable for anything. In my view, they weren't doing anything illegal, and they were promoting a product that really had a lot of hype behind it, whether we're talking about BlackRock or Sequoia Capital or Mr. Wonderful. You saw the FTX logo at MLB games. You saw Sam Bankman-Fried sit in front of Congress. So it's not like these guys were promoting a known Ponzi scheme. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't be mad at them. It doesn't mean you can't be annoyed with them. As a matter of fact, here's where I think you can actually lay blame on them. What space are these guys in? Right? Like, what YouTube category are they in? They're in the finance space. These are finance YouTubers or finance influencers, right? One of them's even called financial education. And I actually don't know if he promoted FTX. So maybe he didn't. I don't know. But the point is, these guys are finance influencers, right? So when a company like FTX or any other company tells you, hey, we're going to give you 9% on your money. Well, as somebody who should understand basic finance, if you're running a finance channel, and I know at the end of the day, we're all entertainers, but you're still running a finance channel, right? Like if you're watching a travel channel, like a travel-based channel or a makeup channel, you would hope that the influencer knows a thing or two about the thing that they're talking, even though at the end of the day, it's just entertainment. So if these guys like Graham Stephan or Andrei Jikh or Meet Kevin are telling you about how to diversify your portfolio and dividend investing and how to smartly invest and blah, blah, blah. When someone approaches them and says, hey, tell your audience that they can get 9% if they put their money in XYZ. Well, if you truly cared about finance, then your pushback would be, hey, how are you guys making this 9%? Just curious. This sounds amazing. And you guys are based in the US and you seem to have the backing of a lot of these smart people, but how are you making that 9%? I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say, I don't think there was any pushback when they were offered this promotion by FTX. So honestly, that is my only real gripe, is that if you're promoting a finance channel, I think you owe it to your audience to ask questions before promoting some of these products, especially products that go against what conventional finance would tell you. So for those that don't know, the story is that FTX and you know, all other exchanges that operate like this, when they offer you money for staking your coins with them, what the reason is because they're making more than that 9%. Well, how are they making more than 9%? They're not doing that safely. Right now, the best treasury yield that you can get is just under 5%. So how are they making more than 9%? Basic finance will tell you that for more reward, you have to risk a lot more. So they are likely engaging in some very risky arbitrage, whether that's buying other cryptocurrencies or leveraging other cryptocurrencies. And that's essentially what FTX was doing in conjunction with Alameda Capital, allegedly. So again, I do think it's a little unfair to say that these guys should have known that FTX will go under. I don't think they should be legally liable or anything of that sort. But is it fair to say that, hey, if you guys are going to be talking about finance, well, at least practice what you preach and call it like you see it. If someone approaches you and says, hey, there's a 9% investment here, well, your first question should be, how are you guys making that 9%? And if they can't really tell you, then, you know, it's on you to make a decision whether to promote that to your audience or not. So the reason I didn't take that FTX promotion was simply because I didn't feel like it was aligned with my channel. Again, I'm not Nostradamus. I had no idea that they would go insolvent. I've also been around crypto long enough to see some insane storylines, whether it's with Mt. Gox or BitConnect or Luna. So promoting yet another new member on the block was just not something that I wanted to do. But again, any of these finance YouTubers, obviously, they didn't know that this thing was going under. They all thought this was legit. But I do think as finance YouTubers, we owe it to our audience to vet these promotions before we actually promote them. Now, I will say one thing as a remedy. If you guys are fans of this channel, you know this already, but for those of you that are watching this for the first time, every single live stream on our channel is a fundraiser to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Every single one. It's been that way for, I don't know, a year and a half now, maybe even longer. I can't remember when we started that. But I don't take any super chats. I don't take any sort of monetization from the live streams. Every single live stream, instead of hitting the super chat, the users hit the donate button to send it to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So for those of you that were involved in promoting FTX and that have YouTube channels, if you want to do some good, I would highly suggest turning your next live stream into a St. Jude's or whatever charity that you want to donate to fundraiser. Anyway, those are my thoughts. If you agree or disagree, leave it in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. Stay safe out there, traders. Peace.